Hey everybody, welcome to Bearcat Insider. I'm Coach Marsh, basketball assistant. I'm here with Chance Kirby, Pilot Point's favorite son, who, disclaimer, is already in a bad mood today.
I am a little beaten down, but that's okay. We'll fight through it.
It is, and we'll expand on the disclaimer at the end of the show.
Yeah. Before we get into basketball, how'd you fare with the storm? I mean, that everybody wants to hear how Coach Marsh dealt with the storm. So
We packed up and went to WinStar.
You did?
After my dad got sick of cooking outside with me.
Yeah.
So we cooked over an open fire in 2-degree weather.
So how long did you were you without power before you're like, we're going to WinStar? Like, did you make it
12
a day?
hours.
12 hours?
Yeah, 12 hours. We could have really, here's the thing. If it would have been me and Dad,
Yeah.
oh, man,
What?
that's cake. But you throw in Sweet Mama and Ashley and 4 children, and the crisis level rises very, very quickly.
Well, I've been to your house, and in regards to your children, gaming is a big part of their lives.
They love them some games.
And them getting thrown back to 1989, what did they do for 12 hours?
Well, we
other
played,
than fight.
Matthew and Miles duked it out a few times. We played some Uno.
Okay.
We played spoons. Taught them how to play spoons.
I saw that online. I don't know what that is. I haven't been without power enough.
Yeah, so we taught them how to play spoons.
I'll Google it.
We I could give everybody the rundown, but
There's probably more people that know than don't. And then
yeah. And then we taught them how to play dominoes, just regular old bones.
Yeah.
And
Man, a lot of math.
Oh man, Michael struggled. The 7th grader, not the shiny bright.
Kind of like when you taught me to play.
Yeah, Miles is really good though.
Shocker.
He picked it up really, really quickly, and Matthew did a good job. Once Dad kind of walked him through a couple games, he understood it, and once he turned to 20 and he was over the moon. He thought he had won, but I didn't break it to him that I was still beating him. I'm competitive with him. I don't take it easy on him.
Yeah.
Malaya, when you have Uno and you have spoons and you have dominoes,
Y'all had to play the matching game?
She's kind of left out, and Dad didn't really feel like dealing with the ruckus of the boys, and so Dad and Malaya played a lot of memory.
Yeah.
Dad's undefeated in memory.
I remember the last time they played, the TV was a big distraction on her memory.
Yes. I think it was Barbie that was on Netflix. Really cut into her attention span for memory.
Kind of like when Sally asked me to do something, and then someone will text me, and then I completely forget what I was asked to do.
Down the rabbit hole at that point. But
until tomorrow, when it's like, why is the trash still here?
Man,
you told me that yesterday, and Coach Marsh texted me about something random, and then I forgot.
No, but it was good. So, I was glad when the power turned back on.
How did your house fare?
We unscathed.
Did you cut off the water?
No.
Did you drip it?
Yes.
Okay. Everything? Showers? All of it?
I went with the faucet on the north wall on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went with the furthest faucet from my hot water heater.
Okay.
So that we could get it moving.
I didn't fare so well.
I saw pictures.
3 out of 4 properties that I have pipes busted. Like everyone, preparing for a rolling blackout versus a blackout is not the same.
Well, I hope Stream Energy is prepared for a rolling payment plan.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be all over it.
But I do want to offer a PSA, in all seriousness. On my business Facebook page on IRIC Real Estate, I have the information on how to file a FEMA claim, and that's important. We were declared a disaster area by FEMA, and you can get individual assistance. And no, I have no idea what FEMA will give you, but I can guarantee you, if you don't make the application, you're not going to get anything. And you don't even have to have pipes that have busted. Because if you're thinking, well, I don't know that I was affected, you were without power for 2 days if you're in Pilot Point listening to this, so you were definitely affected.
Yep.
So I've got the FEMA link on there. SBA is who will help with the business. I had 2 businesses flood, so I'm familiar with that one. They give low-interest loans but not disaster assistance, but as low as normal interest already is. I can't imagine what a low
A low interest.
correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just basically they're just say, here's the money, pay us back, and however that works. And then I've also got a lot of information on how to file insurance claims and what you can expect from the insurance company and all of that. I don't know. Just seems like useless information, or not useless, useful information that people might need right now.
Well, yeah, and I'm very fortunate. My situation didn't happen to everybody to where have the means just to go to WinStar whenever. And thank you, Sweet Mama and Rara, for that. It happened to be Malaya's birthday vacation because we lost power on her 4th birthday. But we were fortunate, and through that whole process, we were trying to prepare for Dallas Madison in our round 1 playoff game. So,
wow, what a segue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I like it. That's professional broadcasting right there.
It is.
But we should take a break and listen to this commercial from Chandler Cabinets. And hey, if your house flooded and lost cabinets, call our sponsor.
Absolutely.
Located in Pilot Point, Texas, the Chandler family has been making custom cabinets for over 40 years. As a team, Chandler Cabinets is committed to designing and building the perfect cabinets for you. They will make the process comfortable and stress-free by personally guaranteeing a superior product built on the standard of superior craftsmanship and immaculate customer satisfaction. From concept to completion, perfect form and function. Chandler Cabinets is an award-winning company with a reputation for consistent innovation at the highest level of design. You can find more information on Chandler Cabinets at chandlercabinets.net or on their Facebook page, Chandler Cabinets. Chandler Cabinets, 40 years of excellence. Since 1983, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency has been covering the insurance needs of Pilot Point. Regardless of what that need may be, they have you covered, offering homeowners, auto, life, farm and ranch, and commercial. Give them a call at 940-686-2692. That's Germania Insurance, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency, located just north of the town square at 211 Scott Lane in Pilot Point, Texas. Scott Walker Insurance Agency, always there to help.
We want to wish our varsity cheerleader, Abby, a great senior year. Love Mom, Dad, and Michael.
All right. Thank you to Chandler Cabinets and helpful people over there.
That's right, and Germania.
And Germania.
Yes. Way to go, Dana. These 2 first commercials were very applicable to the situation at hand.
Absolutely. Now,
Dallas Madison.
Dallas Madison.
And before, I want to stick along the same line before we get to the game. How did it all go where the game was delayed? Like, how does that all happen? Who calls who and says, hey, the weather's not looking good, we don't have power, we need to talk about moving the game?
It was a mutual decision between Coach Price and Coach Mobley.
Gotcha.
From Dallas Madison. We looking at the forecast, you have to make a decision as early as possible. We knew that the winter weather was going to stick around for until Friday for sure. There was going to be some effect.
Yeah.
And then once kind of the bottom fell out of infrastructure, big word, we knew there were going to be some issues, which is why we ended up losing the Little Elm Gym anyway. And so, it actually was a pretty seamless process. It worked well. And we ended up playing at Geyer, and then the fun started at the tip-off. It was, for those that may not have listened to the last basketball report and knew what was happening, Dallas Madison's coming in as the number 1 team in 3A.
Reigning champion?
No, because 3A didn't finish.
Okay, well, what's the state ring from that on there? Was that 2 years ago
I think
they
that was
won?
2 years ago.
Oh, so
I think that's a 19 ring.
They could be gunning for a three-peat.
Yeah,
possibly.
While we're talking, I'm going to Google.
And what I meant by state ring, on their Twitter, their profile picture is a state ring. So,
I will attempt to not completely lose focus while
you're not gonna forget what we're talking about.
No, maybe not. I don't know.
But it was
the pressure's on.
It was wise to move it to Saturday because, man, what a difference Saturday made versus Friday. As far as driving that game.
The weather was unreal.
Little sunshine. Doesn't matter as much what the temp is. It's just get some of that sunshine.
All right, so it looks as though maybe they did finish 3A. I can't find a definitive result here. I know that they finished the girls' side. That's about as far as we can get. In any case, They're good. And they have a long history of being good. They've been kind of stuck in the 3A realm for a long time. And I think that they're going to have a continued run of success because after talking with the AD, they have a whole lot of basketball kids that play only basketball. And they play a whole lot of basketball outside of school in with club team select type stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was very impressed with them. And not just from a basketball standpoint, but from the quality of kid that was presented to us from Dallas Madison. Very respectful young men. Every time I had any interaction with them, if it was me holding a door open for them, it was a thank you, sir. If I said, hey, man, this is a great game, or anything that I said, it was always responded to very politely. There wasn't a lot of trash talk on the court. And you normally think with that number one ranking comes a little bit of entitlement and a little bit of, y'all are beneath us, so there wasn't anything of the sort.
I watched the interview with, was it number 11?
Yes, their best player, by the way.
And I was very impressed with his interview, having, because we interview kids too, and some are better than others, and he was even very polished in that. And when they asked, for those of you that didn't hear it, and probably most of you didn't, but they asked him how they were able to turn it on in the second half, which I know we'll get to, and he went back to the off season.
Yeah,
conditioning
and
practicing
how hard we work.
And
how hard we work.
Yeah.
In the off season, and so no, it was good. And so let's take one more break before we get into the actual game, and then we'll probably take another break at about halftime. But let's hear a word from our sponsors.
There is no better source for local news than the Pilot Point Post-Signal. Pilot Point Post-Signal has been covering Pilot Point since 1878, providing award-winning, top-notch coverage of Pilot Point and the Pilot Point Bearcats. You can start your subscription today by going to postsignal.com and signing up for their special, which is 2 months free of the digital and print copy, or you can call their phone number at 940-686-2169. The Pilot Point Post-Signal, the best source for local news.
Cat fans, one thing that I love about walking into the field house is looking at all the old pictures that you have from years past and being able to relive the history of those great teams and great players. And I love walking through with my sons and showing them a picture and saying, man, look at that guy, and telling them a story about a great play. And you can have the same opportunity to do that with your family by using Ashley Marsh Photography to capture your family's great memories. Seeing those pictures of your family will allow you to talk to your kids or your grandkids and tell great stories about things that you've done or things that you've seen or just funny memories that you might have. So if you ever want to document your family's history, please contact Ashley Marsh Photography. You can find her on Facebook, on Instagram using Ashley Marsh Photography, as well as her website, ashleymarshphotography.com.
All right, thank you to those sponsors. Now, you were in attendance of the game?
I was, yes.
Okay, and you were, I do believe, taking pictures for one of our other sponsors, the Pilot Point Post-Signal.
That's correct.
And did you have the same feeling in the first 2 minutes that I had of where have these Bearcats been all year?
Yeah, we've talked about it all season long, though. They meaning the Bearcats, seem to get the most excited and motivated over teams that they thought that they may be inferior to.
Yeah.
When we played teams that I think that our team thought that we should handle pretty easily, we struggled mightily.
Yeah.
It's almost a motivation problem. And if you have problems getting motivated for the number one team in state, then I blame you, favorite assistant coach.
I was not shocked. If we would have won that game, other than Coach Price, I might have been the least shocked person because of we know what our team is capable of. And it's kind of like what we told them on the bus ride home. We stopped at Raising Cane's and told them, man, if we'd played like this all year, we wouldn't have been playing Dallas Madison until maybe the third round.
Yeah.
But, man, Avery came out on fire just off the get-go.
Launch pad.
Yes, and he was letting it fly and it was going in. And defensively, we were not giving them open looks. They weren't able just to dribble drive and do the things that they do very well.
They were having to work, and they never lost composure. But
no.
I would tell you that in the recesses of the coach's mind, he was thinking, this isn't playing. They're not playing like a fourth-place team. This is a bad draw.
Yeah, and it was a trap game almost.
Yeah.
Because when you're a 1 seed playing a 4 seed, your thought is, oh, we're going to roll these guys. They couldn't even,
Yeah, it had a very NCAA tournament feel, like the first round games to me.
It did. Our kids came out on fire.
Yeah.
And then Coach Price summed it up best whenever he would talk to the kids the first time out that we called and said, it's going to be a game of runs. We're just because of the style that they play, we're going to have success. And things are going to look up, and then all of a sudden they're going to go on a run, and they might score 7, and we just can't freak out. We have to stay the course and stay focused. And I thought just throughout the course of the whole game, Aidan Cox played very, very well. And then Jay had his best game of the year, and everybody really played well. I have no complaints with the effort that our kids gave at all. Which I was scared that it was going to be too big for us, and it was going to, we were going to psych ourselves out and lose the battle between the ears and come out and lay an egg. But Coach Alling and Coach Price and myself had all talked going into the game about, man, if we're in it at the end of the first quarter, if it's a game, we're going to give them all they want until the end. And the kids put themselves in position for that to even be a reality.
Yeah, and it was really tight and close. I know I'm fast-forwarding ahead, but until we got to the point to where they shifted their offense to more of a time delay, take the time, and then we had to shift our defense to try to make things happen. Yeah. That's when the gap started.
And we started fouling, which is it's fool's gold.
And they don't miss free throws.
They were 18 for 19.
Yeah. So that's what I'm getting at. I mean, the score is not really indicative of the game. It wasn't a blowout.
That was a 6-point game.
Yeah.
That's kind of what whenever we were kind of talking about it, that's the way we rationalized it. It was basically a 6-point game, and we're not going to get too far ahead because we do need one more break. We ended up losing by 17 points. It was 78-61. It wasn't what we did wrong that lost us the game. It was what Madison did right, if that makes any sense.
No, it's just like
hitting free throws. They did that right. I mean, we sent them to the free throw line, 19 times, and they hit 18 of them. That's amazing. That's over 90%, I do believe. I think are going to get it about in between 93 and 94%. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
And that's Hall of Fame stuff in the NBA, and that's their whole team doing it. And so, it's things like that as a coach, you're able to have your head hit the pillow at night and say, okay, I'm going to go straight to sleep and I'm not going to worry about it because our kids performed in a way that was pleasing, I guess would be a way to term it. It was good to watch. It was fun to coach. We did have a run in the second half where I think we turned the ball over 4 out of 5 possessions in a row. And we knew that was coming because of the style of defense that they play, which was very aggressive. So let's take one more break before we go into the second half, and we'll talk about some adjustments that Madison made, talk about when the game really turned against the Bearcats, and also talk about who our players of the game are.
Hellsville Barbershop and Salon and Southern Junkies has been home of the Bearcats since 1973. Whether you are looking for a classic crew cut or the perfect game day outfit, we have you covered. We carry a few fan favorite brands including Hey Dude Shoes, Judy Blue Jeans, Z Supply Clothing, and Orleans Candle Company. Come check us out on the north side of the square in downtown Paula Point or online at www.southernjunkies.com, and that is junkies with a Z. And don't forget, go Bearcats!
Thank you to those sponsors. So second half, we were down by, I think 4, 6.
I don't have it in front of me. Neither.
It was single digits.
Close.
It was
actually I can pull it up.
We were very much in the game, regardless of what it was, and we felt like we were in the game. We knew our kids were tired because we were undermanned.
Well, and that defense that they run and the offense, that's their goal.
Oh, yeah.
That's their mission.
It's create fatigue and panic.
Halftime was 39-36 Madison.
Okay, so it was a 3-point game at halftime. And we'd been shooting the ball well enough. We'd been creating enough opportunities, and then all of a sudden they come out with an adjustment. Okay, they were going to put one of their better defenders, and they were going to face guard Avery and just try to deny him the ball all over the court. That was the first swing that we had to adjust to. And, does it put pressure on Avery? It does, because now he's trying as hard as he can to get open. But who it put the most pressure on was on Rowdy. And you have a freshman in his first playoff game against the number 1 team in the state of Texas. And now all of a sudden he's being put in a position to where he has to facilitate the press break. He has to facilitate the offense and all those things. And I was so impressed by his ability to handle that situation. And you're going to look at the stat book and you're going to say, oh, man, Rowdy didn't score that many points. He was in single digits. I don't know exactly how many off the top of my head. But what the stat book doesn't show is his ability to handle the press, his ability to not turn the ball over as much as he could have. He had a couple turnovers, but it wasn't as glaring as people would have thought a freshman being in that situation would have been.
What a learning opportunity. I mean, it's like we say in the football playoffs, you get all these underclassmen an opportunity to see things that they wouldn't see otherwise, and getting to play the number 1 team in state, and the focus shifting to him, which it's going to shift to him next year anyway.
Yeah, I mean
without launch pads. So.
Yeah, I mean he has got to take a share of the offense that's going to be vacated by Avery and Jay being gone, and so I was very, very impressed with his ability to play. Can't say enough positive things about Aidan Cox. He played a fantastic game. Went 5 of 6 from 3-point land. And I hadn't seen him shoot like that, and that was really, really nice to see. And he was dominant on the boards. I thought all of them played well. I thought Cade rebounded well. I thought
Cade needs to get fouled more, because I don't think he missed a free throw.
He was 5 for 6.
5 for 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
he did. But that's awesome.
Yeah.
In that type of game, it was awesome because he's on the line and he's sinking his free throws, and the clock's not moving.
Yeah.
And those are the points that you have to have because, and we'll get into it a little bit more, but maybe we can cover it now. The fool's gold of fouling. You foul to stop the clock. The only problem is when you're fouling to stop the clock and they're making all the free throws, the gap is widening. And there's really you're not gaining possessions, or you're gaining possessions, but now you're having to shoot a 3-pointer to account to even change the scoreboard.
And in their case, you're shooting threes to account for their twos because they weren't missing free throws.
And so it was not in our best interest to start fouling like crazy, especially with a short bench. We couldn't afford to have a Rowdy foul out or an Avery foul out or anything like that because we just didn't have enough bullets on the bench. We were 8 deep on the bench, and one of those being fellow freshman Crew Chandler, who had seen limited varsity action.
Valley View.
It was Valley View, the home Valley View
Yeah.
game. And then he got in at the end as a sub for Avery, so Avery could get the senior standing ovation with about 30 seconds left. But so I don't know. We put ourselves in a position to really be successful, and in my opinion, the turning point is going to be in the third quarter. We pulled to within 1 point. I do believe it was 44-43, somewhere in that.
At the end of the third was 58-51.
Well, no, is during the third.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm with you.
At the end of the third is when Aidan hit the buzzer beater 3, I do believe, to kind of pull us back within single digits before it got away from us.
I won't argue with you.
I think that's when it was because it was we were going, from my perspective, right to left, and he hit it in the left corner. But anyways, we'd pulled to within 1 point. And then all of a sudden, you could feel it. And you could. It was like, man, we were there. If we take the lead, it's a different ball game. I think our kids would have really kind of. It would have been a good second wind, which they needed desperately. But we got to within 1 point, and then number 5 just drills a three-pointer with, I do believe it was Avery right in his face. And we go down and we turn the ball over, and then number 5 drills another three-pointer, and Rowdy had a hand in his face. I mean, he shot with confidence. It went in, and going from 1 point, and then in a span of 30 seconds being down by 7, you could tell from the kids and from the crowd and from everywhere, it was just the collective air out of the cells. And then, at that point, it turned into, we were chasing points, chasing possessions, trying to do what we could to work our way back in. But, our kids had put everything into closing the gap, and we were there 3 points at halftime, pulled to within 1, and then for the gap just to widen as quickly as it did again. And then it felt like the game was going to slip. Then all of a sudden, Aidan would nail a three-pointer and be like, okay, we're back in single digits. And then it was just that on the cusp of being competitive and on the cusp of losing control. That's kind of where we were for the second half of the third quarter and then for almost all of the fourth quarter.
And that's what good teams do. They make you play above yourself, and then they wait for you to make a mistake, and then they beat you with it.
And you start thinking, they'd been blowing teams out.
I saw they beat DeSoto.
They beat DeSoto by double digits, I do believe.
That's amazing. DeSoto.
And they were beating teams in their district 110-20.
Yeah.
And I was very proud that our kids didn't let all that noise creep in, and they just went out there and competed. And so, hats off to our kids. And, Coach Price did a great job of getting them prepared. And I thought that the game plan that the kids executed and kind of put out there, I thought they did a great job.
Yeah, I hope Coach Price went to bed as easy as he could that night, like you said, because I've been around him with losses, and he takes them hard.
He does.
Real hard.
Yeah, he's not a good loser.
No, but I hope that, like you said, that I'm no Coach Price. He probably still didn't fall right to sleep, but at least he didn't have as much on his mind.
Well, and I was talking to him on the bus ride home, and I said, if you'd lost by 40, you'd go to bed no problem because there's nothing you could have done about it.
Yeah.
I said, but we lost by just enough that now you're going to get to go through and say, gosh, I wish I would have. What if I would have? Man, we could have. I said, that's the crux of it is now you get to second guess all those things and you get to think about it. And, I'm like you. I hope he didn't beat himself up because of anything because the kids play great, and I think he did a fantastic job coaching. I think, I don't know what else could have been desired of the kids or the coach in that situation. So, last break, and then let's talk about the Caleb Marsh Player of the Week.
Hi, I'm Greg Pelzel. Here at Pelzel Printing, we do custom embroidery, custom screen printing, and promotional product. You can reach Greg Pelzel at 940-453-5443. Go Bearcats.
All right, and big thank you to our sponsors. It's February 24th, and so if you get out your handy Google.
Yes, what is the national day?
It is National Tortilla Chip Day.
It is.
So we, by the way, Tostitos sponsorships are available. And so the Caleb Marsh National Tortilla Chip Day Player of the Week goes to Aidan Cox. But we're going to have 2 honorable mentions in there with him. First it goes to Aidan because he played lights out against the number 1 team in the state of Texas, had 23 of our 61 points. I thought that he was effective on both ends of the court, and he really was the difference maker. And the 2 honorable mentions are our 2 seniors, Avery Smith and Jay Cox. Their contributions to Bearcat basketball over the last 4 years, you can't ever put a measure on it. There's no metric, there's no grade, there's no score, there's no, but what they brought to the gym every day was a passion for the game and hard work. And they were great teammates along the way. And I thought that they did a great job of providing senior leadership this year, and I think they set a good foundation for the next group to keep moving forward and to keep what's turned into a decently positive basketball tradition here in Pilot Point.
My memory's short, but past 3 years we've made the playoffs.
It
Go
is
further back than that?
I know for sure 3. I don't want to, overdo it and be wrong, but I know for sure 3. And then we'll have some milestones coming up. I do believe we are within 40 or 50 wins of Price getting his 200th. Something like that. I know it's coming. It would really make me proud if we could do it on Whitesboro's home court like they did us with Sluter when they beat us here, and I will promise a bigger banner to put up in their gym if we pull it off. And that's not a disrespect to Whitesboro. Congratulations for that. That's a great milestone. I just hope we can return the favor, and I hope they're as good sports about it as I am. Definitely no love lost, I'm sure.
It's a sore subject.
It is, but so 2 things before we kind of wrap up basketball season.
Good sports.
Maybe 3 things. We'll start at 2 though. The first thing's going to be that the only really remaining basketball news is going to be all district stuff in the awards that will be given out, and so we will update those probably just on Facebook, Twitter.
And how that works is those are released when the last team in our district loses.
Yes, and so Callisburg's good, and so I hope that it's a long time. I hope Callisburg has a good run. I really like Coach Reed up there, and I would enjoy it if they were able to capitalize on having one of the best players in the state and make a good run. I'm not a basketball fan. It's not something I do. I don't watch it on TV that often. If I can go to Madison versus Callisburg, I'm going to go. Because I would love to see the Condiff kid go up against that team.
They were going to come watch us. They reached out to us on Twitter and was wanting to know the schedule changes, but they ended up playing when we did on Saturday, so they couldn't come watch.
Who?
They were Condiff family.
No, they did. They were there.
They were there?
Yeah, Callisburg's game got moved to Monday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So they were
there. Coach Reed was there, and I saw
okay.
Landon after the game and another one of their players, and they were, of course, there to watch and support.
Stand corrected.
And so hats off to those guys. But, we wish them the best of luck. Whitesboro's already out. They lost in the second round to Paris Chisholm, I do believe. And then I have no idea how Ponder did. Hopefully they did well. I like Coach Rose and
it's Ponder.
Coach Rose and those guys over there do a great job, and they have some good players, and so who knows what they did, but if they're still playing, good luck to them. And so we'll have that coming down the pike, and like I said, it probably won't get its own podcast. It'll probably be kind of an add-in to another podcast, and there will be posts about it that, of course, we'll do our due diligence and tag people in so that they...
Just like we posted the All-State today.
Yeah, had 3 All-State football players selected today. By the Texas Sports Writers Association, so that's exciting. The next thing is we will switch gears now to the spring sports, and so we'll have track, and we're at the mercy of whatever we get from the other coaches. I'll know what's going on at track, boys and girls side, because I'll be at the track meets. Softball, I think I got an email at 10 p.m. last night of their box score of their win versus Anna.
Thank you for that.
16-0.
Mm-hmm.
And I only know that because I got the email.
There's also
I wasn't at the game.
We're also in the process of sorting out a softball coaches show.
Yeah.
Once district starts.
Yeah. So we're only as good as the information that's given, and we're only as good as the people that want to participate in what we do. We love the Bearcats and Lady Cats. So anything that's presented to us, we will post, and we'll try to do our due diligence. However, I will not be at many softball games, and I will not be at many baseball games. You will not get much firsthand reporting from me because of my own coaching responsibilities, and then my family. I have 2 kids playing baseball. I have a little girl in dance and in cheerleading. Well, she's just in gymnastics right now. So I have my own family that I try to take care of as much as I can. And so to still Chance's thunder, because he's the recipient of all of the anger. I'm not.
Yeah, I want to. It's not anger. It's confusion.
Or concern. Can we go concern?
Concern. I'll go with concern.
Okay, so not anger, but to still Chance's thunder. If you don't see anything from us about a specific Bearcat or Ladycat event, it's not because we don't care.
It's not because I'm lashing out at that event and don't want it to have any publicity.
No, we love everyone, and we want success for everyone, and we want publicity for everyone. But we can't be at everything. We're a two-man. It's not that we don't want to profit, it's that we aren't profiting.
Business is not our strong suit as far as running a media.
Our business model has us in the red.
There's a reason we sell real estate and coach.
Our business model has the bank account not good, and then time is at a premium, and it's already spent with the real jobs, and then we devote a lot of it to this. And so please be understanding. I guess that's the plea. Is be understanding of the fact that we can't be at everything, and we would love to. And we would gladly take on anyone that would like an internship opportunity. If they have an interest in broadcasting or an interest in public relations or need some community service.
Wants to take photos, wants to do video.
I don't care what they want to do. We have internships available, and if it's something that they're interested in, we would be able to sign whatever form they would like to sign. I'll write any letter of recommendation that they would like to have written, but it's almost a cry for help. If we could find a way to multiply ourselves and clone ourselves and be at everything, we gladly would. But we thankfully the softball coaches, they always give us the game report. We get a box score.
Immediately after the game.
After the game.
Same thing with volleyball. I mean, the minute it was over.
And they just send us the same thing that they already send to the Post Signal and the Denton Record Chronicle. So they're not doing anything extra for us.
No.
And so that's what's going to be coming down the pike. Now, we will be talking track.
Before we get to track.
Yes.
Since it is a basketball podcast, if those of you that are listening that don't subscribe to our YouTube channel, first question's why. But if you don't, we released every home basketball game that we filmed this year. Those are now on YouTube. You can watch all of them.
Yeah, anytime you want to.
Yes. So, just in case, like I said, you didn't subscribe and you didn't know.
And so on YouTube, that'd be Pilot Point Bearcats. And then when you get there, make sure you hit subscribe, big red button. And then also hit the little bell that would make the notifications turn on so that whenever we have this track meet tomorrow that's going to be possibly live streamed, internet willing, you'll know.
That's right.
And you can watch it. Now, just kind of finished out because I have to get to class.
Track is coming up.
Track's coming up, and you can look forward to a track report every Monday or Tuesday.
And those of you that are basketball fans and only, I'd recommend you listen to the track podcast, because if there is anything that Chance Kirby thinks he knows a lot about, it is track, and I think we're going to have some fun podcasts during track.
I think we're going to argue a lot.
I know. I think some people might enjoy that, though. I know Jacob Scott did. He told us that day that there's nothing he enjoys more than when me and you argue on the podcast.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we can provide some
That's right.
brightness to Jacob Scott's gloomy day.
Yes. And back to the track real quick. We do intend to live stream it, but the internet suffered a lot of problems due to the winter storm, and there's no guarantee.
Well, and results will be posted.
Oh, yeah, and we're going to talk about it.
And then also there's probably going to be some live tweeting from the track meet at PP Bearcat blog and at Coach Marsh 22. We'll probably try to do something a little bit live. But since I'm about to be tardy for my 5th period class,
wrap it up.
Sorry, Mr. Williams. I'm trying. We'd like to make a big thank you to our sponsors. These local businesses have always supported the podcast and have done a great job doing so. And so please go out and support Chandler Cabinets, Pilot Point Post Signal, Pellsville Printing, Southern Junkies, Dana Walkridge Romania Insurance, and last and definitely not least, Ashley Marsh Photography. Without the generous support of those sponsors, we wouldn't be able to bring this podcast to you. So go out and support those local businesses just like you support those Bearcats. Go Bearcats.
Ho, 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 ho.